Hi everyone, Reckless here.
And Q-Man here.
Welcome to Random Relaxation.
For today's topic, we're going to be talking about the warning labels on tobacco products.
Well, I want to go a little bit further than that.
Really?
No, I actually want to bring up this whole truth campaign thing and everything. No, I would like to start off by saying, no, we do not condone smoking. We do not say, oh, you should go get cigarettes, you should go get cigars, should be doing all this.
We do not condone it whatsoever. We don't want to get in trouble with you.
But what we do not like is, well, what I don't like personally is, like, I'll be getting on YouTube. I'm a pretty heavy YouTube watcher, right? And every so often you'll get this, and it was all over TV and everything. You'll get an advertisement from the Truth Campaign talking about anti-smoking. And it was funny because I would watch some of these videos, I would see some of these and everything, and it'd be like, big tobacco companies will say this, they'll say this, they'll say that. Well, I'm looking at it like, literally what I have to say about it is that they're pulling their information from like years, from like the 90s. You know, back whenever you could pick up a magazine and you'll see a cigarette advertisement.
Right.
And before then, you would see a cigarette commercial on the on TV.
Right. But now they pulled all of that stuff off. All because of things that come up in the past.
Well, it was people was dying from it, and then the companies were getting sued, and now I honestly I think it's just they're just trying to push something to it.
And I think that's part of the reason why they have the warning labels on every tobacco product out there.
Well, yeah, they have to do that now. Like right here now, it's got a warning label right here on these.
It has a warning label here on my cigars, right down here.
That's a disclaimer, pretty much. So the companies can no longer get sued because that's what the family members would do. But the thing I have to say about it is mainly directed towards this truth campaign. I honestly think they're doing more harm than good.
I think so too. The way I see it is, you should have the right to smoke. I'm not saying you should go out and smoke right now. We're not condoning that. We just said that at the beginning of the video.
Oh yeah.
What we're saying is that you should be yourself.
If you want to kill
you want
to kill yourself, that's not. I mean,
no. I have the same chance of driving down the road and dying in a car accident as I am of dying from these.
Exactly.
So I'll leave that for you.
Oh yeah. I hear about all these states and such that are actually banning cigarettes from cities where you can't even smoke.
Yeah, but I do agree with
not even outside.
I do kind of agree with one thing though. I know Oregon made it illegal to drive in the car with kids while smoking.
Yeah, I believe in that. I understand that too. But then you got the I think it first started off with, if you're in a traffic jam, you cannot smoke a cigarette. You have to keep your windows rolled up.
That's just ridiculous.
You're outside, the wind blows, the smoke goes wherever to space. We're giving, aliens our second hand.
Right.
They're up there hawking up along. We're actually preventing aliens from invading.
Yeah, so you should thank us.
Exactly. But no, not really, not really. All
jokes aside,
what I feel the Truth Campaign is doing, they're saying that teen smoking is at an all-time low. Well, kids nowadays, it's basically that it don't matter what you do. You take away guns, people are still going to get guns.
Right. Gun
You take away cigarettes, people are still going to get cigarettes.
Yeah, they'll make their own.
I mean, I knew kids who were like 15, 16 years old, even younger than that, like 13 years old, drinking alcohol.
Right,
and smoking cigarettes. They're able to get their hands on it. Even though there is a fine out, they're still able to get their hands on it.
Yeah, I have a friend who I used to go to school with a lot, and his name I will not say for privacy reasons, but I found out not too long ago that he's been smoking since he was about 10 years old, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody has a rebel side to them, and by sitting there saying, don't do this, don't do it, you're just going to be forcing people to do it more.
Right.
And
it's like pushing your kids to do right. You tell them and tell them and tell them over and over and over and over again. They're going to distance themselves from you.
Well, it's kind of like this, in my opinion. If you push the whole anti-smoking thing,
They're going to push you to do it more.
yeah, their kids are gonna sit there and go, I want to see what the hype is all about. That's actually how a lot of kids end up doing drugs. I'm not saying let them go ahead and do it and give them the option. You should tell them not to do it, but I know a lot of people who have started doing drugs because they were just curious about it. I mean, I said before, if I knew that there was no chance of me getting a bad trip, I would try hallucinogens. Just to do it. As long as, but there's the risk of the bad trip. That's why I won't do it. Just to
Right.
try it, see what the hype is.
As long as it's legal.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, like legalizing marijuana.
Yeah.
I mean, I do
think we'll
think-
save that for another video, though.
Oh no, we can go ahead and talk about it. We got time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Oh,
Like,
yeah, we got plenty of time.
legalizing marijuana, yeah, I think you can do it. You can just put on the same laws on it
As like cigarettes or.
well, I'm thinking
alcohol.
as alcohol because you have to be 21 to get it.
Yeah, because it does cause hallucinations and it can impair your
Yeah.
reaction time and
But
judgment.
I'm not for it and I'm not against it. Like I said, I gave my what I think should be done with it. Actually, I honestly think that if they do release it to the public, that's the way it should be. But I think that they should release it only in pharmacies.
Right, especially for
Because-
people who need it because marijuana actually does help with ailments. I'll give you a good example. I'm pretty sure y'all seen this all over the
chemo
internet.
patients. The reason why they give them marijuana.
Yeah.
So chemo patients, a lot of people will sit there and say and speculate it's to put them at peace, to
Yeah.
relax them, to help them with their pain. It's actually no. Whenever you're going through chemo, you lose your appetite.
Right.
So they give them marijuana so they eat.
Yeah. Y'all see this probably all over social media, but this kid who had seizures all of his life, ever since the day he was born. His dad gave him a little dose of cannabis oil, and when he gave him that cannabis oil, that was the very first day that he was seizure free. And he's slowly, little by little, getting off all these dozens of medicines and all these different medications that he's
yeah.
on.
Well, it's like I look at it like this: if you're gonna go as far as to legalize marijuana,
No, make it
it's-
only in pharmacies.
they've already got medicinal marijuana
Right.
pharmacies all over the U.S. We ain't got one around here, but
No.
if you're gonna do that, what's gonna come next? Narcotics are gonna get legalized because people are still illegally getting that, and what pillheads are gonna stand up and say, I want to be able to buy it
Right.
off OTC. That's what ends up going to happen is, I think that's what's going to end up happening is they're going to be pushing more and more bills just to try to get all these illegal stuff
Right.
legalized so they can do it and then party and have fun without any consequences of the cops coming and stopping them.
Right. I mean, marijuana is one of those milder drugs too, so
Oh yeah.
it has less consequences than say crack cocaine or meth.
Well, yeah. I do
Marijuana
think
is
that.
actually back in those days, like I'm willing to say biblical times, even
Most likely.
marijuana was actually a very valuable medicine to a lot of people just
Yeah.
because of its medicinal qualities.
I think the Indians actually used to smoke marijuana too.
Out of those peace pipes.
Yeah, they would smoke tobacco, but during the peace ceremonies and such, they would smoke marijuana, and that's actually proof that it is a hallucinogen, a mild hallucinogen. In fact, I know one person who did it. I'm not releasing their name, who literally threw his pipe out the window and decided not to do it anymore because he was driving and he started hallucinating a little,
Wow.
and it scared him enough to make him not want to do it anymore.
Wow,
It can cause that.
right.
Honestly, I don't think you should be doing any of it.
No.
No.
Unless you have let's say
Unless
we live in the state of Mississippi. Let's take this for example. We live in the state of Mississippi. And if they ever do legalize marijuana in Mississippi, it should only be for medicinal purpose, never recreational.
Exactly. I think that's anywhere.
Right, if
Anywhere
you use it for recreational-
in America.
If you use it for recreational use, it's just going to get abused.
Exactly. Look at alcohol.
It's abused all the time.
Exactly. Shoot, I wouldn't mind abusing about a 12 pack right now. no, seriously.
No.
Yeah, it does get abused. Like people around here we live in South Mississippi, and our county was dry, and it it got pushed for us to get it so we can start selling liquor in restaurants.
It's
And people were against it because they knew people were going to abuse it.
it's semi-dry. You can buy beer and mild wine now.
Yeah, you can buy all that out of the store, but you can actually you can go up there to Applebee's and go get a Crown and Coke.
Yeah.
You can get rum and such. You can get the hard liquor.
Yeah. Even if you do make this a dry county, we live like 30 minutes away from Slidell, so
We live not far from where you can get liquor. Like
Yeah.
we have it all around us. All you're doing is just making it where people are driving further to go get their liquor, and then they're going to be driving drunk more.
Yeah. So they'll go the length just to get just a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Exactly. But they've already proved it, so might as well legalize it around here because they're going
Right.
to drive anyways. But either way, I don't think it should be abused. I mean, I do occasionally partake on some alcoholic beverage every so often, just
Yeah.
enough to kind of just take the edge off a little bit, and there's nothing to really get smashed or falling down drunk. I don't see the point of that.
No, I'm not. I'm 20 and I'm not even 21 yet. I turned 20 in December, and I do not drink whatsoever.
Damn.
So
That's good.
Let that be known. I do not condone the use of alcohol in abusive manners. Such as
Exactly.
that.
Oh, me, the way I look at it is if you're gonna drink, like I have been drunk a time or two,
Yeah.
and what I've done was, yeah, people have always, like my parents have always sat there and said, you better not drink and drive, you better not drink and drive. Well, I literally sat there. I'm smart when I'm drunk. I was sitting there, dude, I want to go Taco Bell. We want to go to Taco Bell?
Let's go to Taco Bell.
Okay. Well, you're sober, right?
Yeah.
All right. Where's my keys? Oh crap! I lost my keys. Oh. Okay, there they are. Here. You're driving. I'll do that. Like I'll just pass my key. I forget where my keys are, so I'm not driving. And then whenever I finally figure them out, if we're going someplace, I throw them to the sober guy and say, "You're driving." Shotgun.
That's what we say. Always have a designated driver
yeah.
if you're going out to drink.
Oh yeah. You shouldn't be driving, especially if you're gonna go to Taco Bell.
I know. I remember back when my dad used to party in the French Quarter. He was still a teenager. Don't do that, by the way. Don't party
Yeah.
underage. And you
Well,
say
that was a different
when
time.
everyone is passed out and you're the one who's still barely standing, you're the designated driver.
Well, that was a different time too, though.
Yeah, that was
Like that was back whenever you could do that, or
Yeah.
people were able to drink and such, below 21.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're about out of time. Is there anything else you want to touch on?
In general, going back to the tobacco, just let people live their lives how they want. I mean, if you want to smoke cigars or cigarettes, just don't get stupid with it. All right.
Yeah. I live
We're
by
not condoning smoking whatsoever.
No. I live by the philosophy of we all pick our poison, and I mean, who's to judge? You know.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go ahead and grab your guitar so we can end this episode?
I do want to talk about one more thing,
All right.
comparing tobacco warning labels, like we mentioned earlier on this. I saw this on another YouTube channel called Have a Smoke and Relax. We watched it recently, and he did have a good point. Man did. Let's say you go into a restaurant and you have burgers on the menu. Burgers are full of fat. Imagine if the government.
That actually reminds me of the South Park episode. I'm pretty sure if you ever watched South Park, you remember it. The anti-smoking organization was run by a obese guy who was constantly sitting there. Smoking is bad for you. Don't they realize how bad smoking is? Man. Then he pulls up in the South Park and can't even get out of his own car, and so she'll butters himself up to get out of his car, eats it off his hands, and it's like
He's just contradicting himself.
exactly. That could be what it is that they're trying to push it off of that.
Right, that's exactly my point. Imagine if the government forced you to put warning labels all over the top of your food. It's going to cause heart disease.
Or
it's
over
gonna
everything.
Clog your arteries. It's going to cause obesity. I mean, it does do that.
I mean, think about a child's toy too. I mean, they had the choking
Yeah.
hazards. Like everything would fail if they did that too.
I know now. Back then they didn't used to do this, but now every toy that you buy, it comes with something on the packaging that says
Small parts.
for ages 3 and up, small parts, choking hazard. And there are some baby toys box that says, "There is no way that your child, can get hurt while playing with this toy."
I think I can pick out 5 things. Go ahead and grab your guitar. We're gonna close this episode out. I can find a few ways for it to happen. It's like the American Dad episode where Roger was a therapist for the jailhouse. What are up with those shoes? Yeah, I know they're ugly, but the state that recommends me tells me I should wear a shoe that you could not turn into a weapon. Go ahead, try to turn it into a weapon. Bet you can. Well played. Alright.
Alright, here we go.
Well, it seems to be that time. I hate to really say goodbye. Now we shall end the show. Leave a comment down below.